Hey friends at Frassati, today I want to talk about our mission and vision at Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati Catholic Church. But mission, what is our mission here? Preparing disciples for the good adventure. How do we come about with that mission statement itself? Well, the mission and the vision and the good adventure, as we oftentimes call it, can really be traced back to that most thought-provoking title that St. John Paul II gave to Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, right? That he called him a man of the Beatitudes. Notice that he didn't call him the man of the Beatitudes, he called him a man of the Beatitudes, right? The man of the Beatitudes, as we know, is Jesus Christ, right? He gave those Beatitudes, but he also perfectly exemplified them from the cross itself, as Archbishop Fulton Sheen once said, right? But to be a man of the Beatitudes, right, is of the essence for each and every one of us, right? We're called to be a family of the Beatitudes. When I stumbled upon this title, this most thought-provoking title, right, I began to ask that great question: what are the Beatitudes? What is it that John Paul II had in mind when he was speaking to the fact that Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati was a man of the Beatitudes? Right? I honestly didn't know at the time what all the Beatitudes were. I couldn't rattle them all off as I do the Ten Commandments. What I began to discover as I read more about the Beatitudes was that the Beatitudes aren't some type of private or passively received blessing. Right? What the Beatitudes are about are that interior purification, right, that we oftentimes correlate with the season of Lent. And then through that purification, right, then we're given, right, the grace to be able to get up, to go out, and to do something. Right? In the case of Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, right, there's one story, there's one quote of his that he told a woman. He said to her one day, "Jesus visits me every morning in Holy Communion, and I repay him in my own miserable way by visiting his poor, visiting his sick," right, we could say, visiting the needy. Another way to look at this is to look at the Spanish word for beatitude, right? Literally, it's bienaventuranza, which is a compound Spanish word, bien plus aventura, which literally means good adventure. Right? In many ways, that's exactly what this spirituality is about. That's what our mission is about, going in with Jesus for the sake of going out, right? And this is what this becomes, right? When we go in with Jesus and we go out for Jesus and because of Jesus and with the grace of Jesus, is ultimately we have a good adventure, even in the bad, even in the ugly, even in the sorrowful situations of life. And that's where our vision becomes so important, right? Because in the darkness, in the ugly situations of life, in the miseries that we see and witness and experience in other people or within ourselves, right, we need a North Star. We need something that guides us, right, for the sake of our purpose, for the sake of our vision, for the sake of where we are headed, right, verso alto, towards heaven.